Watu wanapiga mdomo, wacha wapige bana. Unajua mtu ambaye hana kitu kingine ya kufanya lazima apige mdomo. Wacha wapige mdomo. Hiyo ni dunia. Sisi tunaenda.
Tuanze na Mheshimiwa JUNET MOHAMMED aje anene machache kisha atamwalika Aaron Cheriot.
The burial of Kimani Ichungwa's father in Kikuyu was expected to be a show of political unity and strength. Instead, it turned into a theater of silence, snubs and heavy political undertones that exposed the cracks in President William Ruto's alliances.
Bunge, nafikiri tumepata wabunge kama 250 ama 60 ambao wametutembelea hapa. Governors karibu 10 wametutembelea, cabinets.
The ceremony had the weight of both grief and politics. Mourners gathered to pay their last respect to ICHUNGWA, the father of Majority Leader Kimani Ichungwa. But as the day unfolded, the absence of two key figures, former President Uhuru Kenyatta and opposition leader Raila-Uhuru, spoke louder than the speeches of those present.
There are people who talk a lot about what they will do and do nothing. And those are many. But there are people.
Ruto arrived in full state pomp. He was flanked by Prime Cabinet Secretary MUSALIA, Deputy President KINDIKI, National Assembly Speaker Moses Wetangula, and the Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen. The show of power was meant to send a message. The government was firmly behind Ichungwa, one of Ruto's most loyal lieutenants. Yet, the message was drowned by the glaring empty chairs that should have been filled by Uhuru and Raila-Uhuru.
Be upstanding as we invite the President of Kenya. Naomba tupige makofi. Moja, mbili, tatu, nne.
Asanteni sana, tafadhali tunaweza keti chini.
Uhuru Kenyatta, who shared a long friendship with the late ICHUNGWA, did not appear. Instead, he quietly attended the burial of a villager, MWALIMU in GATUNDU South, just a short distance from Kikuyu. His decision shocked many, especially given the personal relationship he had with Ichungwa's family. It was a deliberate move, one that carried more weight than words.
Mheshimiwa Irene Mayaka nominated ODM. Deputy Majority Leader wa Mheshimiwa Kimani Ichungwa kutoka kule Kilifi, Owen Baya. Chief Whip wa Minority, Bad Girl mwenyewe Millie Odhiambo.
Raila-Uhuru, on the other hand, sent JUNET MOHAMMED to represent him. His absence sparked speculations about his health after a recent photo of him with Nairobi Environment CEC, Geoffrey MOSIRA, went viral, showing him looking weak and frail. Raila's choice to stay away was seen as a political statement as much as it was a personal one.
Mashamba ya wapwani walipigania uhuru wa Mijikenda wakiwa mstari wa mbele na Mekatilili, ili mashamba yao yaliyochukuliwa na mzungu tupate uhuru warudishiwe mashamba yao. Vile vile huko kwetu Mlima Kenya, jamii ya Wakikuyu walipigana kwa Maumau wapate mashamba, lakini mashamba yakaishia na mzungu mweusi. Huyo mzungu mweusi aliyesaliti wa Mijikenda na wapwani ndiye alisaliti Wakikuyu wa Maumau waliopigana kupata mashamba yao. Huo usaliti na
The fallout from this absence was immediate. The burial, which should have been a unifying event, became a stage for whispered conversations and hidden tension. Mourners questioned why Uhuru Kenyatta would skip a burial of a man who had been a close friend. Others wondered why Raila, who recently entered into a political understanding with Ruto, would not show up at the event. Instead of solidarity, the day exposed political isolation. Ruto was there with his allies, but the undertones were clear. His influence is shrinking in regions where he once commanded loyalty. Uhuru's snub was not just personal, it was political. It was a statement that he is unwilling to bend to Ruto's script, even in matters as delicate as burial.
This man, Kimani Ichungwa, I call him Anthony. He has taken many bullets on my behalf. He has carried huge burdens on my behalf. Burdens that even my own brothers could not. but this man has. My friend, Kimani, on this day, when we are putting to rest your father, I want to tell you thank you very much for not just being a friend, for being a brother to me. And the same way you have stood with me, my brother, I want to say this in front of your family, I will stand with you.
For Raila-Odinga, the decision to stay away while sending JUNET was equally loud. It left many speculating on the true strength of his alliance with Ruto. To some, it appeared as if Raila was deliberately distancing himself from a government that is increasingly unpopular among Kenyans. The recent murmurs of discontent over the cost of living, the failed promises, and the constant political meetings have left Ruto exposed. Raila's absence added salt to the wound.
Na watu wa Kikuyu constituency na watu wa Kiambu, huyu kiongozi wenu sio kiongozi wa Kiambu ama Kikuyu. Huyu Kimani Ichungwa ni kiongozi wa Kenya. And this is what leadership means, that you must stand up to be counted for something.
What was meant to be a show of strength turned into a clear sign of weakness. The presence of Ruto and his team could not mask the political undertones. Uhuru's quiet defiance, Raila's silent retreat, and the whispers among mourners told a different story, that Ruto's hold on the political stage is loosening.
But there are people who will talk very little, but do a lot.
Kimani Ichungwa himself has been a divisive figure in the Mount Kenya region. Seen as one of Ruto's most aggressive defenders, his close ties to the president have placed him at odds with many local leaders. The burial was expected to mend some of those rifts by bringing together leaders across divides. Instead, it deepened the fractures. The image of Uhuru attending the burial of an ordinary villager in Gatundu, only a few kilometers away, spoke volumes. It was a powerful act of political symbolism. It showed where his loyalty now lie and how little regard he gives to Ruto's inner circle. It was also a subtle reminder to the Kikuyu nation that Uhuru, though retired, still holds influence in the heartland.
Faith Getao kutoka Nyandarua. Munajua Mheshimiwa Alice Ng'ang'a kutoka Thika. Lelmengit kutoka kule Nandi County.
For Ruto, the optics were bad. He came to bury a father but left with the weight of political doubt. The crowd may have clapped, the leaders may have spoken, but the unspoken message lingered. Raila and Uhuru's absence was not an accident, it was calculated. As the dust settles, the burial will be remembered not for the mourning of Ichungwa, but for the political drama it carried. The undertones of betrayal, defiance, and frailty overshadowed the grief. It was a day that exposed the growing cracks in Ruto's alliances and a reminder that in Kenyan politics, even a burial can turn into a battleground.
Kuna watu hapo wanasema maneno wanaweza kumisinterpret. So it tells you how big a heart MZEE Ichungwa had to accommodate the children of other people, to support.
The message was clear. Ruto's dominance is under question. His friendships are fading and his enemies are circling.